Hey, were we supposed to stop here? Nope. It's way too early. Don't tell me something's wrong with the base again. Not on my watch. Systems are working fine. Something outside then? Yeah. Well, don't jump in your suit already. Well, I'm kinda starting to like the inside of our base. Alright, I'll take a look around.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Altars. Buckle up, we are doing the entirety of Act 1 today, and I am so excited. As I mentioned in the title of the last episode, the prologue, this is probably one of the best games I've ever played, and today we get to get into the meat and potatoes of it, and I'm excited for you to see. Let's go. So after a long journey, we find ourselves in a brand new location, brand new map, brand new resources, and nothing to be discovered, so a lot of our early game is going to need to be exploration. And we come across this new area we've never seen before called the Enriched Metal Deposit, which is essentially both metal and organics, but at the cost of being in a highly radioactive area, so you will be taking some damage here.
These loose rocks look like they might be passable. If only I had a tool to drill through them.
It's good to find an organics deposit pretty early on. You are going to need to feed your crew after all. So we lay down a miner and we're going to work on getting our pylon back to our base so we can easily teleport back to this location to keep our exploration going, as well as to set up the technician to potentially mine. We now have the opportunity to unlock the Vertara drill, and that is going to get us past those rocks that we came across earlier. You just got to find the right spot to set it down, and then you can get on through. There's only one charge at a time, so we will have to make another one of these, not the drill itself, but the charges for it, in order to get past the next set of rocks.
Okay. This is not good. We are surrounded. Damn it. So much for Plan B.
So now it is getting close to night. We do need metals, but radiation is coming soon. I decided to just grab what I can, and I am quite far away. I do know that I have a travel pylon I just recently unlocked, so I set that down hoping that I could teleport from here, but of course you do need to link it back to the main base, so unfortunately that was not the plan. But my brain was still kind of stuck on the idea, and I'm thinking, oh well, if I can hook this pylon into the system, then I can use it to fast travel back to the base and get home before the radiation gets me. So I'm kind of focused on that plan right here, not realizing that I only had the two pylons and I would never make it back in time anyway. So I spent a whole hour in the radiation running back. As you see in the bottom, I'm almost 2/3 filled, but sometimes that's just how it goes. It's important to keep track of the time as you work your way through the day.
I'm in some deep shit.
Lucas is one of my least favorite characters,
We're stuck.
and this is essentially all you need to know about the
All you need is a
conversation.
properly trained crew, if you know what I mean.
More altars. Is that all you have for me?
You still don't get it, do you? That's a lot. Before we get you out of there, we want you to retrieve as much Rapidium as possible.
Okay. I better get back to work then.
Yes. Just remember about the Rapidium, Mr. Dulski. And wait for contact from my boss.
We unlock a new life path, but we're going to check that out after a more important conversation.
Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. My lucky old multi-tool. No wonder you took it with you. This little baby never ever let me down. Yep, I thought it might come in handy. Of course, every man of the house should have one. It sure helped me feel like one when the time came. Thanks, man.
Made me really happy to see him happy, so I decided not to give him the bad news just yet. So, we now have the ability of making a new altar, our second one, and this is the first time in the game that you have the ability of choosing whomever you want. You will always have to get the technician, but now I can get a refiner, a miner, a scientist, a guard, a doctor, and a botanist. So, we have a couple options. However, it is kind of the wisest decision to go through the path of science, because you are going to need to unlock a lot of things to make your journey a lot easier, as well as the science to move the game forward. So this life path comes from the decision Jan made to conclude his education and start his career. So in order to create a scientist, we are going to need to reach back to a Jan that decided to continue his education. And so now we have our second altar, where this is where the game starts getting really interesting, because now you're not only communicating with yourself, but various versions of yourself. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at Jan Scientist's life, the path of science that led him to where he is today. So he decided to take the research program and have a long-distance relationship with Lena, which was very fortunate that she was on board with that, because the research ended up panning out very well. He became very invested in his work. He had a lot of breakthroughs and made a lot of progress. However, his relationship with Lena did suffer due to it, and eventually would end not in sorrow, but in silence. But at 30 years old, he discovered something that no one else had, and it becomes the basis of his research going forward, and how useful he can become with the Dali program. He gets so focused on his research that he gets a little bit obsessed with it, and you know, the typical story of a scientist, you know, their pursuit. At one point he runs into Lena. Lena has made a professional life of herself, actually working for the Dali Corporation herself. He gets the contract signed. His technology is going to be some of the forefront of the technology used in the Dali project, and but it's not quite perfect. It worked in theory, but somehow all the practices and the tests are just not working out right, and he's deciding that the best way to keep control of his technology is to join the project himself. And that is how this particular Jan got himself involved with this mission, and how he too would have ended up on this planet. But while he incubates, we better break the bad news to the technician.
Okay, I went beyond the rocks. It doesn't look good. The lava river is vast as hell. I'll be straight with you. There's no way around it. Holy shit. What now? I guess we need to get across somehow. Any ideas up your smart-ass sleeve? So now I'm smart, huh? Well, actually, I do have an idea. We could build a research lab and see if we can come up with anything useful there. Okay, let's give it a go.
I do actually consider him smart. I feel like he's halfway between Jan Prime and Jan Scientist, because he has a real technical mind. He knows how to solve problems.
Whoa, You look tired, man. Everything okay? I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with sleeping on the floor? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Of course not. You have your cozy captain's bed.
I completely forgot to replace the dormitory that I removed on our journey out, so we will have to remember things like that.
Alright, no need to be so dramatic about it. I'll get you a proper dorm. Sounds like a promise. You look hurt. What happened? Are you blind? I got too much radiation exposure. I feel awful. Hey, maybe you'll turn into a superhero. Yeah, the glowing barf, man. Wouldn't you love that? For now, just remember to keep the radiation barrier on, okay? Radiation filters will speed up my recovery. At least when I'm inside.
So I want to greet the scientist, but I feel like there's going to be a lot to that at first. So before we do that, I want to sync up that rupidium deposit we found and get it plugged into the system so we can start utilizing it in the mining operations. We could possibly have the technician out here mining some rupidium while we are taking care of the new addition to our family. So we're going to kind of work our way through here. A big portion of this game is the logistics of how you actually connect all these pieces together. Certain maps are a little bit easier than others. And I kind of do wish that I spent a little bit more time in the prologue. I did leave with quite a lot of time before the sun rose, and I feel like I could have utilized that a little better.
What are you up to, little rascal?
Anyways, without any further ado, let's meet our scientist.
Hey, how are you feeling? Well, I'll be damned. You okay? Surprisingly okay. Especially considering what I'm seeing. Very clearly. Good. Do you, remember your name? Of course. But... I think you know perfectly well who I am. So let's not waste time. Just tell me, how much did you find? What? How much rupidium is there? Did we get a breakthrough? Yeah, you bet. There's a lot of it. Good. That's good. Wait, how do you know? Well... Isn't it obvious? I wake up seeing someone who looks and sounds like me, which has to mean we share the same DNA. Then there's the glasses. What about them? They're fake. Probably just manufactured to make me feel more like myself, but completely unnecessary otherwise, because here I am with perfectly good eyesight in the womb module, which can only lead to one conclusion. That my body was created to replicate someone who doesn't wear glasses. You. And to do that, of course, you would need to have found rupidium. Besides, I can see no other explanation for a sheep inside a space base. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wow, you're right. That's impressive. I did create you out of my DNA. We're not identical, of course. I can see you're not as quick to process information. And that's the interesting part. Yeah. Our bodies are the same, but our minds are not. I needed a scientist on board. But there's always a scientist on board. So, what went wrong? The old crew is gone. They're all dead. That's why I needed to alter myself into different versions. With the use of the quantum computer on board and something called mind records.
Oh, I see. A recalculated mind based on an infinite amount of variables to contain the desired consciousness in a biological vessel. That actually sounds plausible. So, what do you need from me now? Why don't you rest a little? Get accustomed to the new reality? Which part of what I just said makes you think I'm not ready to start immediately? Well, in that case, your situation must be critical considering the lengths you went to. Something tells me there's no time to lose. You're right. Why don't you start with going through the mission logs? I need to get the full picture first. My thoughts exactly. Good. This might work.
And probably my least favorite part of the game. Other people. Ugh.
Hello?
Jan Dolsky. Finally. I've been impatient to meet you.
Yeah, sure. You that big fish Lucas was mumbling about?
Terrence Maxwell. But yes, I am both his and your superior at mining
So this entire
operations.
conversation was a lot of
I can see you're a
pontificating and
grown
exposition
man,
drop,
Jan.
and it went on
You
a
understand the
long time.
stakes.
So I'm going to try to cut it down to the
Put pressure
bare
on you,
essentials
but
to save everybody some time. But some of it
failure
was
is
pretty
not an
damn cool.
option.
That's why you had me create my altars? You'd rather let me lose my mind than lose the Rapidium?
It was a long shot, I admit. But we were saving both. Rapidium and you, Jan.
Let's just get one thing straight, Maxwell. I know you expect things of me, but I'm no hero.
Ah, heroism. Are you familiar with the works of Albert Camus?
Of course.
Then we will understand each other well. Camus believed heroism was easy, accessible. For him, it was living a normal man's life that was a true challenge. Being decent, doing the right thing. You are the first person to prove that we can actually excavate Rapidium in quantities that can really make a difference. A dream the biggest corporations have been chasing for over a decade now, constantly failing. You say you're not a hero? Well, maybe I don't need you to be one. Maybe you should just carry on being a decent man, Jan Dolsky. You've probably noticed how different Rapidium looks in reality than on the training materials they showed you. It changes form constantly. Its chemical structure is so volatile that it is almost impossible to capture two particles in the same state. A fleeting substance. Spectacular. But also very unstable.
So, you're afraid the Rapidium I found might not withstand the journey?
I know it won't. That's why we came up with a special container for it. An Ark.
You mean like a box?
A hermetic module dedicated specifically to storing and transporting Rapidium. We have blueprints for it. Lucas should send the necessary data over to you by the time we finish talking. Constructing a Rapidium Ark should be your primary focus now. Remember, just do the right thing.
I'm also Jan, obviously. This will never not be weird. Anyway, make yourself at home.
Well, that's nice.
Cheers.
Little moments like these can be really fun in the game, just seeing them interact with each other as well.
I can see that you're angry. Just leave me alone.
Come on, let me help. What do you usually do when you feel like this?
I don't know. Go to a bar, I guess. Nothing better than a bottle of cheap, lukewarm beer, am I right? Well, brother, good news. There's plenty of beer, and it's free. Give my people plenty of beer, good and cheap, and you will have no revolution.
Well, thanks, Queen Victoria. So, I have yet to find a proper source of metals, and so we are going to need to continue on, and we have yet to explore the entire map, so a lot of this early game in each act is spent exploring.
What's this?
And discovering.
It's triggering the alert in my suit. I need to learn more about this thing.
So it tells me to hold control to walk slowly towards anomalies, and I hate the control button. My pinky just doesn't like working that way, and also trying to walk around, so having to hold it is real pain. I prefer to remap it to C if I can, but unfortunately in this game it's not worthwhile, because I quickly learned that I'm being a little too cautious. But seeing as this is the first time I've ever seen such an enemy, and it appears that the closer I get to it, the more radiation I get, I want to take this very calmly. But I am indeed walking very slowly and taking a whole lot of time. So we got ourselves a minerals deposit. I've yet to really understand what minerals are. I haven't had a need for them, but given the fact that it is deposit, we are going to want to put something up there. This is an interesting area. I feel like there's something good to be found here, considering there's such an enemy. So having a fast travel here wouldn't be a bad idea. And this is the kind of mindset that I'm trying to get into as we play this game. I'm trying to place pylons carefully while also maneuvering around all these dangers, and I start realizing that it is becoming more of a hassle than it's worth, and I'm going to quickly abandon all caution, throw it to the wind, and stop holding control and just run my way through here, because I am wasting time. It is actually more dangerous to be cautious right now. I just need to pay attention to where I'm walking, not get ahead of myself, not get cocky, and then just keep going. So I noticed that there's a way over here that I may be able to connect to the current organics outpost, which may actually prove to be a closer connection. We can just power it from there. We don't need to actually physically be there. And now we can daisy chain our miners together, and they all have power. I'm gonna grab this metal because metal is becoming a very precious resource since we don't have any way to replenish it, and we are finding a lot of stuff we need. Not paying attention to where I was going, run straight through there, and nearly pass out due to radiation exposure. My meter is almost completely full, and that is the price you pay for not being cautious. Yeah, spent a good portion of today just walking slowly. That's gonna have to change. But we now have a way of producing minerals, and whatever we need them for, we will need them for in mass amounts pretty soon. So I think about it for a second. I realized I got radiation coming in a whole minute. I could probably get a little bit more out of there, so I snag one more unit and begin the habit of pushing my luck.
So, how are you? Settling in all right? Settling in is overrated. I analyze reality from wherever I am, however uncomfortable the angle. There's always an observation to be made. I'd love to hear what you managed to observe. This place is not run optimally. Yeah, I know. I wasn't trained to command a mission. But now that you're here, with your experience, I'd love to pick your brain. Do you think you could mentor me? Good thinking. First of all, you need to set long-term goals and draw up a roadmap for each of them. Remember to include all unpredictable variables in the equation. That way you can have contingency plans at the ready for each instance. All right, slow down. Prioritize resources. Do not waste time on idle conversations with the crew. Hide the booze. Don't be cheap on coffee. That's slow enough for you?
And this is where it really starts getting interesting, because the choice I make here will now affect the technician, because we just promised him booze. If we take it away from him, we're going to lose that good feeling he has with us and make him less likely to trust us.
You've just crossed out every team-building exercise on my list.
The people are there for the mission, not the other
But
way
now
around.
we stoked his anger. You
Truth
can't
is-
please everybody.
I really wish we could make use of the tech I worked on for all these imaginary years. It would make things so much easier if it existed.
So what exactly was your research about?
Nanotech in space exploration. We went from a humble startup to making headlines in a few months. Taking our solutions to the front line was my dream come true. The data we could bring back. You had big plans for it. Well, now it's all gone. Yeah, I understand how lousy that must feel. Honestly, I don't think you do. But I hope we're not going to sit around crying about it. There's work to be done, here and now. That's true. Well, let's get to it then. I found something peculiar on the planet. What exactly was peculiar about it? Everything. It was like a local distortion of reality. And it seemed to be emitting strong radiation. Yes. We could have expected to come across something like that sooner or later, according to reports from previous missions. Unidentified sources of radiation, unexplained electromagnetic field anomalies, distortions of matter, space, or even gravity. What are they? According to a bold theory fleshed out by Professor Frankov, they may be instances of the so-called interval. The what? Interval. In very simple terms, it's a non-coincidental superposition of potential universes. We don't know exactly why it occurs, but observations prove that under certain, not yet specified conditions, two or more parallel landscapes can coexist within a common quantum field, creating a so-called proximity plane. Yeah, it felt like something was materializing from out of nowhere right in front of my eyes. Let's keep our heads cool. It's just a theory. No one's ever proved it right. If, and I stress if, Professor Frankov's intuition is right, then the distortion you have encountered could have been a puncture point, the spot where the proximity plane intersects with our observed universe, subverting its physical balance and distorting the rules of Newtonian mechanics. We need to learn more about these peculiarities. Inform me at once if you come across another one.
And as per usual, the technician is pissed.
Hey man, you're clearly angry. Meaningless small talk will only make me more angry. So maybe we can talk about something meaningful. What calms you down? Punching that smirk of yours would definitely do the trick. But if you really need to know, walking it off, I guess.
Now, I would be lying if I would say that part of me wasn't disappointed by the fact that there wasn't a boxing minigame that led from this, but it's
Maybe
okay.
you should punch me. Why not? Let it all out. You don't want that. Trust me. But I appreciate the offer. Man, I'm telling you, we need it. And I'm telling you, this is the least important of our priorities.
And so now we have our first little debate. We have to choose between two alters who have competing needs and pick a side, which will ultimately irritate the other side, but will lead the alter who you choose to have a better outlook on you as well. So I happen to agree that we should have better food. I want to make a greenhouse anyways. I want to make better quality food, so it's pretty easy to
got
side
to be
with the
kidding me.
technician. The only thing is I have to deliver on that promise by a certain time. Otherwise, then we will irritate him as well. So there is a lot of balancing
We're running out of storage space.
each of your
you know?
altars' needs and wants, as well as all these resources that you keep running out of.
You wanted to talk? Yeah. It's been a while since you promised to get me a proper place to sleep. It's not exactly something people forget about, you know? So, just do something about it. I'm not a goddamn sheep.
Huh. That must be another one of those cargo drops. Except that doesn't look like the crew's personal luggage.
This find is huge and a huge reason why you should spend some time exploring, and especially
Might be worth
early
checking
on.
out. Huh. Looks like some kind of device.
Pick up some metal before we
There's
go
a way
on.
I could use it.
Don't have a lot of storage built, so we are now completely full. There's nothing else I can take in. But as you see here, there's no need to walk slowly. You just need to use your eyes a little bit, listen to your meter, try to find your way through. Sometimes taking the slow approach can help. Other times, don't waste time. Snag ourselves another one of the movies, which is nice. It's a good way of getting the crew pretty happy.
Nice. I don't know that movie.
And pretty close to movies are also
We
personal
were
items
supposed
as
to
well.
get quality food. Why are we still eating that shitty pulp?
See what I mean?
Oh, stop whining. Mush is an efficient source of energy.
Who cares? I want to eat something I can bite. Give me a goddamn burger.
Actually, I wouldn't say no to a burger.
Because we're completely maxed out on space, I don't even have enough room to make the metal, to make the new storage. So unfortunately, we are actually just going to have to trash quite a bit of resources just to get enough room to capture all this metal that I have here. And even that wasn't... we didn't have enough room to get all of that, but we grabbed what we can.
We're running out of
We can
storage
make some more
space,
storage, and then we can go grab more, and the cycle will continue, because that is how it goes in resource management games. But thankfully, I have some pieces that I would like to add first. So I'm going to utilize the stuff that I already have, and then build out my storage from there. But having a dormitory would be good to satisfy the technician, and then having a laboratory where the scientist can work.
You better watch
Will
your
also be
mouth,
good.
asshole.
But the priceless moment is seeing those moments when your altars are hanging out and agreeing.
Hey, I built that dormitory you asked for.
Hallelujah.
I hope you sleep well tonight.
I'll sleep like a full-fledged member of an advanced civilization.
Sweet dreams, then.
What was that about? Just another valuable discussion with our most charming altar, who wanted life and feels sorry for us pathetic losers.
Details, please.
Ugh, do I really need to go through that again? That asshole attacked me for using Mom as an excuse for not pursuing my ambitions. Seems to me he's the one looking for excuses.
You're more alike than you think.
Yeah, dude, I know. We share a face.
It's more than that. You're both proud and stubborn. You feel like you have something to prove to each other, but you don't. Not with those sharp minds and...
tongues?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying you'll be friends, but you could try to find common ground.
Fine. Maybe we'll bond over analyzing your shortcomings.
Hey man, whatever fosters good communication, I'm all for.
Look what I found. Any idea what it could be?
Let's see. It looks like a qubit chip.
Qubit chip?
Yeah, like an enhanced storage for quantum computing operations. It could be useful for increasing the efficiency of our QC unit. Not to mention accessing new tech in the research lab.
It looks broken.
Perceptive. A little love in the workshop should get it up and running.
Gotcha. Thanks.
So it was only at this moment when I actually figured out how to assign people to jobs, so the entire time where I'm talking about, oh, the technician can be working on the mining operations, no, he was just hanging out. Just hanging out at base, doing nothing. Just waiting, being pissed. I forgot that I wanted to get a greenhouse built before the laboratory, so I'm going to get that started, so that way we don't, irritate the miner even further by not having good enough food. I'm going to talk a little bit just in case this music is not good enough to use, but I think it's pretty awesome that this building, this dormitory, is as designed as it is. It really does feel lived in, and I really appreciate that lived in feel in a lot of sci-fi games. I mentioned it when I was dealing with the Soma game, I believe. Actually, Moons of Madness had a lot of that as well, but I really appreciate science fiction designs where things feel real, like they have purpose and they're not just set decorations. But now we have a research lab, which is important because only the scientists can work in it, meaning that in order to progress any game, you are going to need a scientist at some point, and probably before the end of Act 1, because without the scientist, you can't learn how to move forward.
What were you arguing about? Nothing. He's just oversensitive and can't handle a little bit of constructive feedback. Tell me more, please. What's there to tell? He cowers behind the mask of a hero who sacrificed his chance to get a proper education to stay with his mother, and he tries to judge me for doing the opposite. I don't think he's cowering behind anything. I think he's just as proud and judgmental as you. Pride without ambition is just arrogance. We're nothing alike. Are you sure? He gets shit done just like you, and he's a pain in the ass, also like you. Fair is fair. Maybe I underestimated him. See? Now go hug or something. Don't be ridiculous. Best I can do is give him the benefit of the doubt.
The fact that he responded to go give him a hug or something with less gloom and less anxiety meant that he responded well enough to it. He was very dismissive. He was like, don't give me that. But I think he enjoyed the camaraderie of it. I think he enjoyed a little bit of a family aspect. He's currently in a position where he can do work and have a life too. It's not familiar with him being able to be with other people, especially considering those people are himself. But nonetheless, he can now find some work to throw himself into, which will mean that he will be the happiest that he can be. The research tree isn't very extensive, but it can be a little confusing on what to get, especially for a new player, and these levels aren't exactly explained the best. However, as you continue on playing, you'll see that it's a bit less confusing. It still can be fairly confusing, but a lot of these items can be researched for a certain period of time and then eventually implemented as a buff, like these metals efficiencies. You can refine metal 15% faster. Cheaper batteries, requires less resources, things like that. But you also have the main story mission the solutions need to be researched as well. But now that we have a greenhouse, I would like to have a professional who can work on it. We have the available slot for one more altar, And I believe that a botanist could be pretty handy right now because they can handle the greenhouse and the growing of the food, the producing of the food, all of that. But more than that, we want an alter who had a good relationship with our ex-wife Lena, and that is when we decided to let her follow her dream in another country. We moved with her instead of forcing her to stay back at home with us, and in doing so, we created an entirely new life known as the Botanist. So now it's time for one of my favorite parts, is seeing how their life differed from the choice that they made. However, that joy is cut fairly short when I realize that the botanist's choices were made late in life, since he had already established himself. And so the only difference is that he lived a life of happiness for his wife out in that country, happy that she had a job, giving up his ambition for her was pleasing, and he learned to grow his plants very well. But unfortunately, the job that she had as the head botanist on the Dolly project was denied of her, and instead Jan went in her place. And yeah, that brings us to here. That was the only difference in his life between those two, is he decided to stay home, make Lena stay home in America, and became the Jan that we know. But by allowing her to follow her dreams, by chasing them with her, allowing her to grow as a person, he still ended up here. But at least now he's a little bit happier. I like that they chose that arc for him, that it was such a small difference in life, just to show that, well, these choices have ramifications. I really like the animation for the greenhouse. I'll do that on my own for some times. I still have yet to make him satisfied, so I do need to have those meals cooked, and he needs to be able to eat one before he'll stop being mad at me.
Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too.
Marie? Marie Skłodowska? Where the hell did you find that old thing?
Oh, I use it as an anti-stress ball, so it's always lying around.
Anti-stress ball? This duck was the first audience for so many papers I wrote. Time for Marie to get back to her proper job.
So now it does feel a little weird to go see a new alter so quickly after making the scientist, but this is a game with that in the title after all, so I mean, why hold back? We are at our limit of 3 until we find a new qubit chip or move to the next act.
Hey, man.
So I
Can
hope
you
we
hear me?
enjoy them.
Where am I? What is this? Take it easy. You're on strong sedatives. What the hell? Hello to you too. What? Is this some kind of joke? Who are you? Relax. I'll tell you everything. But right now, we need to focus on you, just to make sure you're all right. Can you answer a few questions for me? Okay. Do you remember who you are? I'm Jan Dolsky. Good. And what is your role on this mission, Jan? I'm a botanist. So, wait, this is it? The mission? Did we land?
Yes. Don't worry. We're safe.
But, so, where's the captain?
I'm the captain in this base.
But I don't get it. Why do you look like me? Are you real?
Just as real as you.
Then, what's going on?
It's like we're alternative versions of the same person.
Wow. But why is this happening?
Okay. There was a bad accident during the landing. No one else survived. I had to use my DNA to recreate a crew if I wanted to save the mission.
That doesn't make any sense. We're not exactly the same.
Yes, we're different. You made different decisions in your life.
I'm not sure I understand.
You know what? I think you should just rest a little and read the mission logs. You'll find all the answers there.
Sure. Yeah, mission logs. Why not? Hey, wait. If all this is... If I mean... What about my wife? Where is she? I need to know.
She's on Earth, and we need to figure out how to get there.
Okay. Okay. What do you want from me?
We'll need all the help we can get. Someone to run the greenhouse, prep the food, so on. Trust me, you'll have a lot to do.
I'm not sure I'm ready to work just like that.
Right. Like I said, rest, go through the logs, meet the rest of the crew, and let's talk again in a while.
Yeah.
I'll see you around.
So it is becoming quickly apparent that in this game, the main hazard is fairly easy to avoid. You just need to look for where they're at. Until I run into the first enemy of the
Is
game
that one following me? What the hell?
that is actively trying to get me. Just gotta give it the old 1-2, old switcheroo. Give it a good juke, and then it's no problem at all. And then before I know it, I have a nice little vista, but something else interesting over here. This little glowing
What
light.
is this? Another anomaly? It looks out of this world.
I ran into another anomaly. This one was different. It was like this distortion was closing in on me, as if I was pulling it toward me. How extraordinary. Maybe its magnetic field is interacting with your suit. Yeah, well, running away from it was no fun. Keeping clear of it is the only thing you can do for now. Let's keep collecting observations. I feel we're onto something groundbreaking here. I made a curious discovery. Another distortion? I don't know. It was different this time. It didn't look dangerous, no radiation. Actually, it didn't do anything. But it caught your attention. It's like nothing I've seen before. It must have something in common with the other distortions. Question is, are they the cause or the reason of so much rupidium here? I'd like to study them more. So would I. And for that, we'll have to design our own tools. Do you have anything specific in mind? Let me think about it. I need to look through Professor Frankhoff's lectures, as well as notes from other expeditions. We have a theory, I just need to find a way to put it into practice.
So I decided, since it is so difficult to find a source of metals, we are going to need to sacrifice our health, my health, maybe the technician's health, the botanist if he keeps getting on my nerves, but we're going to need to sacrifice someone's health for this enriched material. I ran out of pylons and I was wasting my own health trying to figure out that I didn't have a pylon to place, when I realized I should just at least get the information of where the miner is going to be. My radiation's going up, but it's not going up as much as I am fearful it is. Like, I'm acting like I am going to die at any moment, but in reality I can actually be here for a little bit. Considering the fact that I can mine here all day, it's obviously got to be safe enough. So, laying down my mining outpost, but I don't have the pylons to connect to it to get myself out of there, so I'm going to have to run back, make some more, and connect it up. And so now I can fast travel my way out of there, as well as utilize it. And so hopefully our metals needs are solved for now. However, I want to find an actual metal deposit, because we also get more metals from it. But the benefit of this is you actually get the organics as well, so that's nice. So that is all we've got. We've gonna run into some double radiation if we're here at night, so we definitely don't want to be lollygagging much, but I keep getting that desire to push my luck, just get a little bit more.
So, an enriched metals outpost, huh? A bit risky if you ask me, but efficient.
I'll take that as approval.
Hey, everything okay on your side?
Actually, I was going to approach you. Do you think... Is there any way I can go back to my life?
The option that they don't give you, which I wish they did, is to point out that he would still be on this planet right now because he signed up for the
Imagine
mission.
there was a way, and you could go back. What would be the first thing you'd do?
That's a no-brainer. I'd check up on Lena. I'm worried to death about her.
Relax. Lena's no damsel in distress.
Yeah. I should hate being that.
See?
Shit. I miss her. Don't you?
Of course I do.
Suddenly, everything's gone. Just like that. It's brutal. I'll need more time to even start hoping to come to terms with it.
Okay, just don't take too long. You really need it here.
Yeah. I'll do my best to find some sense in it.
Ah, you woolly beast.
Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. My old projector. It's symbolic that you took it with you. I guess it reminds me of the first time when I thought it would be cool to explore space. Really? For me, it's more about feeling at home. It will definitely make me feel more comfortable around here.
We definitely have some more time before we're under the crunch, but let's go ahead and research crossing the lava river now so we can have time to build whatever we might need to build in order to achieve that goal when we need to. And that is never a fun sign to see that two altars are just talking in the kitchen, because I'm sure they're doing more than just talking. So, what are y'all up to?
Cheers, man. To a fresh start.
Well, I don't know why I was worried. Wait. Should I be worried? Should I be worried that you two are getting along? Are you cooking up something? And because of the fact that we now have access to a whole bunch of more toxic metals, we're going to go build a refinery to process it even further into more resources. And of course, why else would you place the toxic resources anywhere except for next to where you grow your food? I don't understand. Seems like the most logical place in my mind, apparently. So let's go ahead and add a whole bunch of these metals and organics to the queue, and it will result in 5 metal and 5 organic resources each. I don't need to do this right now. In fact, I don't really know why I'm focusing on it. I think I just wanted to see how it worked and see what kind of stuff that I would get. And I just have to say, what is that face?
So, what do you got for me? An invention I'm particularly proud of. The Luminator.
You mean a flashlight?
You have a talent for making extraordinary things sound mundane. It's not just a flashlight, Jan. Tell me, when you encounter these distortions, what is your priority? Honestly, you're the one who's interested in them. I just want to avoid them and get on with my mission. Now you'll be able to do it. Okay. How? Professor Frankov discovered that certain frequencies of light waves can be used to peer into proximity planes, to study them. I've used his observations to create my Luminator so it can reveal elements of the integral hidden to the human eye. But it also has another, more pragmatic application. It can help to eliminate distortions. How is that supposed to help me examine them? I'm just giving you a tool. You decide how to use it. You see, distortions are created around puncture points between potential universes. That much we know. Now, with the Luminator, they should become much more visible to you. Focusing the Luminator's light waves exactly on the puncture point will allow you to seal that rift. You could compare it to cauterizing a wound. Damn, that does sound promising. Indeed. Now you see why I don't like calling it a flashlight.
I'm not entirely sure if it's a weapon or just a key tool that we're going to need in our gameplay going forward, but I decided to just spend the time to make it. And I just did more mining, nothing interesting, so we're going to lay down and watch our very first movie. I'm not going to include any of it because it is another YouTuber's channel and I don't want to showcase their work, but it is the Chris and Jack channel if you're interested in seeing their stuff. It's pretty funny, and I like the fact that it makes my alters happy simply by watching a movie, but it does take about 3 hours, so it is a time loss.
So, did you find a solution to our problem? Yes. It's super simple. We'll build a bridge. Oh, just like that? Well, it can't be a regular bridge, of course. We don't have the time nor the manpower to accomplish that. However, there is a certain technology that came to my mind, superconductive bridge anchors. They could allow us to quickly span a light but durable construction across our obstacle. That doesn't sound super simple to me. Don't you worry your pretty head about it. Remember, you have me on board. There is one small thing, though. Oh, here we go. Cut out the sarcasm. It's not my fault this excursion was prepared by a dilettante. Blueprints for the anchors should be standard equipage for every mission since Project Versant went live. But not on this one. They should fire the logistician, if there ever was one. Tell me about it. It's so typical of Ally Corp to send people on a mission and then leave them stranded without proper equipment. I hope you're not feeling sorry for yourself, because we need to act. You are in touch with mining operations, right?
Yeah, I am. Why? Next time you talk to someone from Mining Ops, tell them to send over the anchor blueprints from Versant. Once we have them, things will go back to super simple. You'll see. All right, will do.
So after building another drill, I finally get myself up to a place where we can get a metal deposit. Unfortunately, we are missing the mining outpost here, so we are going to actually put the pylon down to connect to it before we even build the thing. But unfortunately, it is rather late, and so we will have to make the mine in the following morning, losing us some time. But by the time we get there, put it in, we can load it up and just start using it, which means that we can really move forward on our progress. But now a lot of these resources are going towards repair kits.
Not getting any connection from Mining Ops. Any idea how I can ask them for those blueprints? Didn't they push you to mine rupidium? Report getting the job done, and someone will turn up. Trust me, I know how this company works. Okay, thanks.
What happened in the kitchen? You look pale. I got food poisoning because of the busted fridge. Gosh, this place is the worst.
Dude, it was busted for like 3 hours. You could just not eat food during that time.
Oh man, I'm gonna file a complaint against our cook.
Oh, sure. Turn this into a joke. Perish the thought that you might just take the matter seriously and do something to make life in the base more bearable.
So we learned that the botanist is the only one of us that can't take a joke, any joke whatsoever, so serious.
You need me to take care of this?
And as we are out doing our normal mining thing, we get a warning that the magnetic storm is either coming or here, but we have no idea.
At this time of day?
The best course of travel is to head back to our base and figure out what's going on. And it leads us into our first major obstacle
What is going on?
of the act.
Damn it. We don't have enough radiation filters.
Done. We're dangerously low on repair kits. Command room's down. What next? Want me to take a look there? It's just a storm. We got it.
I try to help out as best I could, throwing in my somewhat expertise to repair things as best as possible, but at 23:01 I realize I'm about to fall asleep. There's no point in trying to force this work done when we'll just be able to do it more efficiently in the morning, so we are going to try to sleep through this magnetic storm. And as we whittle away the time, we are reminded that death looms ever closer. The nights will start sooner, and new resources will appear on the planet's surface, which means that we can get a little bit of an increase as we go around collecting stuff. But of course, conversations are to be had. Technician has a couple ideas that will hopefully help us out.
The magnetic storm. Quite a ride, huh? Tell me about it. Glad we're out of it. For good, I hope. Hope is the mother of fools. If you ask me, it looks like recurring magnetic storms might be a thing around here. We should think about how to prepare in case another one hits us. Any ideas? Actually, yes. Tell me. Well, it's pretty obvious that during emergencies, the base relies heavily on existing supplies, right? Right? That means we could use a smarter way to manage our production, to make sure we have a stable backup of all the crucial stuff. That would be nice. Well, listen to this. I found something in the manuals. The procedure we could set up. It's called Uphold Production. It lets you choose any item you want to produce. Let's say a radiation filter, and establish the amount of it you always want to have at the ready. Whenever you have less items on stock than you need, new ones will be queued for production automatically. Just like that. Huh. That sounds like it could spare us a lot of micromanagement. Exactly. Try it out and maybe we won't die because someone forgot to make mush.
Jan, there's an issue we need to discuss. Let's meet.
Huh. Incredible. Let's see where this leads.
There you are. Quite gorgeous. I like this aspect of the game. It's a fun, challenging little puzzle. And I realized a little late in the game that those things are necessary, so I might have missed one or two along my journey. But nonetheless, I will have a better sense of it on the next playthrough, and that is one of the things I really enjoy about this game and the idea of the game, is that you have many different options along your route. You have the many different altar choices and combinations of said altars, so the story and the gameplay changes as you go along. So I'm actually looking forward to playing this again and seeing what kind of crew I end up with at that point. So it's good to know, and hopefully I'll be able to utilize that knowledge a little quicker. But for now, I am going to safely make it back because of my clever use of mining outpost teleporters.
You wanted to talk? Yes. I managed to come up with a satisfactory magnetic storm prediction system. I'll be ready for the next one when it comes. If it comes.
Great. I feel safer already.
But that's not all. While analyzing the nature of this phenomenon, I discovered something very curious. You do know how dangerous it is to be outside the base during a magnetic storm, right?
I do now. The radiation levels go crazy. It could be lethal.
Well, it might be hazardous to health, but if you're a risk taker, it could also be worthwhile.
What do you mean?
I've been performing some observations, and it seems that the energy of the magnetic storm stimulates certain resource deposits to be more active and productive. Two types of deposits, to be precise. Organics and rupidium. In practical terms, it means they can be mined much more efficiently during a storm. Isn't it fascinating, Jan? Those resources are in tune with the magnetic field somehow. It's like a mysterious, unheard-of ecosystem. Absolutely. We need to make use of that discovery. Of course, feel free. As long as you don't send me out there. I have something for you. I used the illuminator on one of those strange areas on the surface, and it revealed some sort of plants, but not real living plants. More like a projection of another dimension that became visible to me. Keep going. I followed their path and found something that could have been their core. And when I used the illuminator on it, oh, I found some interesting specimens. Really? Specimens from the interval. Did you secure them properly? Of course. I have to take them to my lab immediately. Let me study them thoroughly. Jan, this is beyond my wildest dreams. A whole new area of research wide open before me. Before us.
I had completely forgotten that I had found and fixed a qubit, and so now we have a new slot available, which means we can make a new altar, which I actually am quite excited about. I feel like we can use a hand. I feel like we have a handle on our organics. We've got a mine for it. We are pulling in a lot of enriched metals, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a refiner that's better at processing them. However, that also knocked out our botanist for a little bit, which reminds me that we should have someone who can take care of our health. It's a lot to think about, so I decided I'm going to wait a little bit and not jump right into making a new altar immediately. But because we got another qubit, we're at level 2, we now unlocked new technology. Most of it is grayed out, and that is because we need to unlock the piece beforehand, the suit upgrade 1. And as you see, there's a little square there, means that it requires an additional ingredient in order to upgrade, but we'll get into that when we select that. But yeah, we have an advanced enriched metals outpost, advanced non-metals outpost, advanced metals outpost, and basically they'll mine more for faster and good quality thing. Base expansion 2 is something we're really going to want, same with medium storage, because of the fact that for base expansion you get more slots available to store modules, get new rooms and places, but you actually also get more fuel as well in order to move your base when you need to. And then there's some personal places that will make the altars feel better, and under the mission, thankfully we don't have anything to add, so we are going to go on for base expansion 2 and medium storage, so that way we can better upgrade and continue our journey.
You do know we're running out of radiation filters? Would you like me to go there?
So, because of the fact that I keep getting irradiated as I'm mining those enriched metals, I decided to get myself an infirmary to kind of heal a little bit faster and to heal my altars a little faster when they get irradiated as well. So, I feel like that is a good early game addition. It's hard to say that this is even early game now because the amount of time you spend just to get here is a lot considerable. Like I mentioned in the prologue, and I should mention this, I did cut down all the footage I had significantly, as each section of the game takes about 8 hours to complete, and so I try to make this as short as possible. So thank you so much for watching this far and for sticking out with the series. I've been having a good old time if I can get these rooms placed in the right order. It's a lot of base management, but it is also part of the fun. But we are going to have to wait on all of that because we just don't have the room to fit in everything that we need to, and we can't actually break it down until we have more storage. And with the completion of the base expansion research, we're going to throw on the hub pylon, which will allow us to extend our pylons a lot further. But due to an unfortunate cost that I don't realize until much later, much too late. But again, another one of those things that will be a lot easier to utilize on the second time around. But now that we have enough materials, we can expand our base, which gives us an extra 150 organics that we can hold at a time, which means that we can move 150 more pounds of weight, or I guess just mass. We don't have any resources to add any new modules onto it, so we will have to sleep, and then we're just going to do a day of mining, grab everything we need, and then I'll cut to the redesign where we are going to add a few new pieces onto it in order to create what we want.
You look hurt. What happened? Too much radiation exposure. I need to lie down. Or throw up. Probably both.
So I find out quickly that I can't treat the botanist like the technician.
Tougher than the others, huh?
He's a little joke.
A little radiation won't
It's
kill
not
you.
appreciated.
A little? You're really insensitive. Do you know that? Just don't forget about the radiation barrier, all right? It needs radiation filters to work, and I need it to recover.
It's like the botanist and I are speaking different languages. I just don't get them. And now that we have access to medium storages, it is time to kind of upgrade our base in another way, and that is to get rid of all these small storages and replace it with more. However, that requires a lot of back and forth building and sacrificing of materials in order to afford it. By sacrificing the materials of the small storage, then we can build the medium storages, but the more small storages we sacrifice, the less room we have to hold the materials that they give us. So it's a little bit of a give and take here. It's a great feeling once you can finally organize your space more efficiently. So all of that to add 300 extra pounds of weight, but it also makes our base 60 pounds heavier.
Greenhouse makes me think of Mom. She dreamt of a garden. Really? Huh. She never mentioned it. It was after I kicked Dad out of the house. Oh.
This is an interesting realization because the botanist is branched off me, he has even less in common with the technician.
Hey man, I can see something's upsetting you. Don't make it worse. Love the attitude. So what can I mean, what do you usually do when you're angry? Nothing usual about these circumstances. Oh, I don't know, Jan. I try to avoid people who irritate me. Must be annoying to live in such a confined space. Nowhere to hide. Yeah, it's so great to be understood. Now, if you'd be so kind as to let me avoid you.
I'm not sure if I answered that incorrectly, but I feel like nothing was achieved in that conversation.
Keeping busy, I hope.
So I've made it my goal today to try to build the Rupidium arc because that will move us forward in the storyline, allowing us to make contact. But it's going to require not only a lot of Rupidium, but also a significant amount of the organics as well. So I'm going to have to really stockpile those if I want to build that and keep the story moving forward. And because of the fact that we learned that organics and Rupidium produce at a higher rate during the magnetic storms, we're going to risk our health a little bit in order to achieve the goal that we need. We don't have enough organics yet, so we're just going to keep pushing a little bit, try to use as much time as we can.
On this while you're scheduling for repairs?
Have to move quick though because the base is actively crumbling.
Gun, we're dangerously low on repair kits.
I was vastly unprepared for this day, even though I had well advanced knowledge that it was coming.
Nothing more to do here.
The time management of this game can sneak up on you pretty quickly. And as you see in my lower left hand corner, I am almost dead, so I need to make it back home very soon. But it was all worth it because now we have the stuff we need to build the Rupidium arc. Unfortunately, I have absolutely no place to put it. I'm going to place it there for now. I can't connect it with a small storage. I can't even put the small storage there. So we are just going to build a corridor, and that should do nicely. So now we have the Rupidium arc, which is exactly what we've been requested to do. And so we're going to give him a call soon. Figure out our next move. But for now, I need to heal myself so I don't pass out while talking to them or garble the footage due to my radioactive nature. But day 25, we are wasting time. 14 hours left in the magnetic storm, and practically everything is broken.
Gun, we're dangerously low on repair kits.
We are as well as dangerously low on the materials to make them, but we will try to put in as much as we can to keep this place afloat. But for now, I'm going to need you guys to kind of hold off and handle it yourself. That's what you're there for. I need to gamble with my life and see if I can survive a lethal dose of radiation. So excuse me. But nothing a night in the infirmary can't solve, and plus we can get to sleep through the magnetic storm and everything will be fine in the morning. Except for the fact that the sun is so dangerously close. Radiation starts a whole hour earlier, and we now have even more anomalies on the surface, which we had a lot to begin with, but there's also new things to find, which makes it a wise decision to stick around on each part of the map as long as you can. Race the sun.
We need to talk.
And get as much as you can acquire. But because we now have new intrals, this is also a hugely important thing to go chasing because with that you can unlock new science. Like I mentioned before, I didn't realize that aspect of the game until much later, much farther than I should have, and so I wasted a little bit of time not chasing enough of those. And another one in the bag. So we get the opportunity to build a recycler. I'm very curious about it, and I hope we can utilize it pretty well. But for now, it's time to call our superiors and let them know that we succeeded.
Hello, Dulski here.
Jan, tell me you did it. Tell me you have the Ark.
I did it.
Well done. Now, all we need to do is bring it home safely. Are you making progress with that obstacle of yours?
I'm still looking for a way out.
Oh, I don't want to cause panic, but you better hurry.
I'm gonna need your help.
What can I do for you?
I need blueprints for superconductive bridge anchors from Project Versant.
Versant? But how do you know about that?
My scientist Alter told me.
A scientist? Really? First I learned you read Camus. Now that you could have become a scientist, who on top of it all seems to be familiar with aborted scientific programs unknown to the public.
Aborted? Are you sure?
Yes. Project Versant was terminated years ago due to lack of satisfactory results.
But my scientist said they developed some tech.
My word. Are you saying that he thinks it still exists? And that's fascinating. Your scientist must have been part of it somehow. And in his reality, the program was a success. That's amazing, Jan. You do understand what I'm saying, right?
All I'm hearing is that you don't have my blueprints.
No, I'm sorry. They simply don't exist. But there is still something we can do.
What's that?
I have an idea. It's a long shot, but it might be all we have. Project Versant did leave behind unfinished drafts. Crisscrossed formulae, discarded calculations, the usual scribbles of a scientific stream of consciousness at work. For what it's worth, I'll ask Lucas to send it over to your terminal. Maybe that resourceful Alter of yours can put it to good use.
Oh, okay. It's better than nothing, I guess.
I have to say, Jan, I'm beginning to see more and more potential in this situation of yours. I hope we speak soon. Good luck, as always.
So, I have news about the anchor blueprints you asked for? I certainly hope so, because I just saw something come in from mining ops, and it looks like a bad joke. Did you precisely ask for bridge anchor blueprints? Sorry to break this to you, but the program you mentioned doesn't exist. This is all they came up with before they were terminated. Terminated? But why? Lack of results. Results, huh? You mean an outcome that only exists in my fake memories? Huh. No wonder what I got looks more like the musings of a madman than serious work. There's no way I can make anything out of it. We just don't have the time. Look, I know it's not perfect, but I believe in you. Just think, they came up with this thing only because you existed. It's gotta mean something. Well, if you put it that way, I can try. What's up? Hey, you wanted to discuss something. Yeah. I want to know when you started being such a pushover. What? You heard me. I'm not blind. I can see the workload pile up. And you, eager to take new orders. Well, I'm not exactly in the best negotiating position. Using illegal technology to save my life, creating my alters, I'd better have a good justification for that. So they're threatening you. Even better. Like I said, I don't have much choice. Maxwell's in charge here. Yeah, so was Dad. The man of the house. I thought you regretted not standing up to him. Looks like you didn't learn much. That's a little below the belt. You're right. Sorry, this place is getting to me. All I'm saying is, we should do something just for ourselves. Something not work-related, not productive in any way. Like what? Like, how about a game of beer pong in the social room? I kick your ass first, and we can talk more serious stuff later. What do you say? Okay. It's on. You wanted to talk? Yeah, man. I wanted to thank you. Feels good to finally have a decent meal.
Yeah, well, it feels good to see you smile.
I heard something broke in the dormitory and you're not feeling well. Yeah, man. There are simpler ways to kill a man quietly, you know. What do you mean?
And there it is.
The AC started spitting smoke. You could have fixed it earlier. Sorry, but we need to save spare parts for more critical systems, like the radiation barrier. Huh. I guess there are even bigger threats out there. Yeah, all right then.
So the technician suggested a game of beer pong, which actually is a pretty good idea. The thing about beer pong is by playing it, regardless, you will improve the altar's mood, even if they're mad at you. By winning, however, you actually give them the motivated bonus, and you get a better worker out of them. So it's actually worth your while to take a time, right when you wake up, get the altar that is feeling the worst, and show them that you like having fun with them. It's a good time. You'll waste an hour, you'll lose some time, but they'll be motivated. But you actually have to play, and you actually have to win. If you just do the autoplay, then they only get the good mood bonus.
Not bad, man. Thanks for the game. Yeah, you're not as bad as I thought. Maybe there's still potential in you, but you really need to stop doing everything people want from you. You mean, like, building a dormitory when someone tells you they're tired of sleeping on the floor? Exactly. Or building a social room when they want some action.
Are you telling me I should have ignored you?
No, man. No, I'm glad you didn't. Just saying people are gonna want things from you. All the time. Just like that Maxwell guy and whoever else from Earth. You gotta learn how to say no sometimes. Because you'll never please everybody. And you can forget about yourself.
Like with Dad?
Yeah, sort of.
I guess you're right. Thanks. I'll remember that.
And this was actually a pretty cool aspect of the game. By having this conversation, it'll actually affect later ones with other people as well. We now have an assertive trait, and sometimes we'll get the option to give an assertive answer, which will come in our benefit. So that was pretty cool, and I can't wait to show you that later. So the next thing we're going to research is the advanced non-metals outpost, because of the fact that we need so much rupidium and
Hey,
organic
Molly,
materials.
What are you
It
up
would
to,
behoove
little
us to
rascal?
be able to get more of them. But I was also
There's
thinking
nothing more
about...
to do here. Should I move there?
Thank you, botanist. I was also thinking about the fact that we have an altar slot available and how much work I've been doing operating each of the mines, that I thought the only sensible thing to do was to find myself a place and time where I decided to say yes to working in the mine. That's right, we are going to grab ourselves a miner. This is from the technician's life path, where instead of saying no to that job offer, he did indeed work for the mine that his father did, following in his footsteps and staying behind in that town. The miner is my favorite character, and I can't wait for you to meet him. So here we have Jan Miner, my favorite character in the game, the one that it became my goal to protect and heal and make happy as best I could, because the life that he lives was probably the hardest of all of ours, at least that I discovered thus far. His branching occurs from the technician's life path, where he was offered a job in the mine. The miner ended up taking it. His mother still passed away as usual, but this time he had the ability to throw himself into his work to bear through the pain, as opposed to the technician who explored other options that interest him. Jan Miner ends up throwing so much of himself into his work that he enjoys it to the point that when he's at home sleeping, all he can think about is what he could be doing in the mine and what he could be helping with. His attempt at college was feeble, he couldn't focus, he wasn't meant for that, and ended up forgoing that and spending the next 2 years just grueling out labor until he decided to step up his games and work in the demolitions, dealing with high risk but high reward opportunities. His diminishing feelings of self-worth and self-preservation are becoming clear, and only a year later he ends up losing his arm to a terrible accident. I had to go back and check to see that it is indeed only a year later, so it goes to show that the risk was indeed a little too high. It did put him out of work. He became addicted to medications and painkillers in order to numb the pain, as well as alcohol, following back into the footsteps of his father. But I believe the most painful part of this for him was the feeling that he can no longer be useful in the job that he knows best, with the only job he knows. Allied Corp approached him with the opportunity to be the poster child for the disabilities program in the Dolly Project, and at first he turned it down, but the crisis hit in this timeline just as it did in all the others, and he finds himself with no other choice but to accept that opportunity, bringing him to this planet and back into our storyline and into the modern day with everyone else. Everyone, I would like you to meet Jan Miner. I feel like he has had the worst run of things that I've met so far, and he ended up becoming my favorite character, and I need to protect him.
Hey, man. You alright?
Alright? Hell no. Feel like I'm fucking dying. Oh, shit. That's it then. I'm dead already.
Not yet, brother, not yet.
Damn it. Yet another disappointment.
You're on strong sedatives.
Mm-hmm. This is one strange dream.
Why don't we give you a mental checkup first, okay?
Yeah. That's what they always say before they break the bad news to you. Shoot.
What's your name?
My name is Jan Dolsky, but I'm seeing fucking double. You should worry about that.
We'll get there. Just fill me in on your role on this mission.
Well, I used to be a miner, but then I lost my hand in an accident. Hey, wait a minute. What the fuck is this? My fucking arm. It's there again. Okay, I'm done with your little survey. Tell me what's going on. What have you done to my body?
And it was at this moment that my heart broke for him. I understood the pain that he was about to feel in this life
I fixed it for
and the
you.
confusion he was about to go
Who
through.
the hell are you?
I'm Jan Dolsky. I got stranded on a desolate planet where I found rupidium, so I used it to make you my copy.
What the fuck did you drug me with, man? Oh, this is insane. What a trip. It's not a trip. It's reality. Your new reality. Oh, yeah? Well, in that case, Mr. Dolsky, would you be kind enough to tell me why your body's so damn intact? Because if you really are who you claim to be, both of us should be short an arm. That's smart. We're not exact copies. We only share the same DNA. Our minds and memories are different. Okay. I knew it was a fucking mistake the moment I signed up for this goddamn mission. Oh, man. You want to know what's most cruel about what you did? Bringing you to life against your will? Keeping all that shit I went through in my head. Now that, my brother, is cruelty.
And that was the second time.
You obviously had a complicated life, so why don't we try to look ahead now?
This is a choice that I'm interested in trying again on my second playthrough because I feel like working hard for me would have worked
Whatever
better
this
for
journey
him.
brings for us.
Oh, no, thanks, man. I've had my share of surprises.
In that case, why don't you just kick back and take some time to get used to your new self? Go through the mission logs. They should clear a lot of things up for you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's work ourselves to death.
A whole day? No way. We're on a tight schedule already.
This was one of those moments that I kind of wish that I hit don't get involved just to see what would have happened, but I honestly had to go against our technician just because we were on such a deadline and we had just gotten our miner situated, and so I do side with the scientists just so we can at least keep working. But it's okay, technician, we'll play some beer pong soon, I promise. I mean, we'll get to it, I swear. Lucas's conversations are
what's up
often
now? Kinda
pointless,
busy here.
getting more pointless as they
I
go
know,
along,
it's
so we'll
that
just get to
I
the
totally
important
just
parts of
learned
this one.
The big news. You managed to build one. A Rapidium Arc. Man, congrats. That's really heavy stuff. I just thought, well, it really can make a difference if you bring back one arc, or, well, more. Since you already have the outpost in place, you know? All the infrastructure.
Feels good to have enough resources to create a bunch of quality meals for our altars, and if I can do something to make them happy, it's the least I can do. We've now got 4 people that we have to manage and deal with, so things are about to get a little trickier. And now we have another call from
What is
Lucas.
it now?
Unfortunately.
Hey, Jan. Sorry to bother you again, but there's this thing you need to take care of ASAP.
Other than Rapidium?
Yes. Your wife, ex-wife.
Lena? What happened?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, someone from the board informed her about your status, and it's gotten a little nervy. You know she can't find out about the altars, right?
And why not? We can't keep this a secret forever.
Maybe. But we need to keep it a secret for now. Okay? Until we figure out how to handle it. Your ex-wife is asking around, and that's not safe, Jan. Can you just please tell her not to? You know, next time she calls.
Tell her to... Yeah, that's a good one. Telling Lena to back away will just work her up, especially if it's coming from my mouth.
Oh. Well, then maybe just, I don't know, reassure her? Like, say everything is fine and you need focus time, stuff like that?
I don't know, Lucas. I wish I could talk to her, but I just don't feel convincing enough. Whenever I open my mouth, I seem to be saying something other than I intended.
Oh, that sucks. Still, we definitely need to solve this problem. Hey, how about this? Listen, I know it sounds crazy, but what if maybe there's an alter of yours out there who would know how to talk to her?
What? You mean...
Yeah, someone, you, who she'd listen to.
Huh. Interesting.
Just give it a shot, Jan. We really can't let anyone find out. It's for your own good.
I think we know who he's talking about, but might as well ask everybody.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about Lena. Lena Berg. Right on. She had a promising career. I wonder what happened to her. So you didn't marry her? Marry? Come on. We both had much more interesting things to do with our lives. And different things too. You know how it is. When people evolve, their priorities change, and all of a sudden, you just realize that if you held on, you'd only be in each other's way. Yeah, guess you're right. Of course I'm right. Parting ways was one of the best decisions in our lives. You and Lena still friends? We married. Then we divorced. Thank you for sparing me the sorry part in between. I suppose this concise story proves that it was never meant to be, whatever either of us did. Fair point, I guess. Glad I could help. Hey, I wanted to ask you about Lena. Oh, shit. You're kidding, right? Tell me this is a joke. What? No, do you know her? Look, I don't know what that crazy harpy told you, but I paid her back. Who are you talking about? Well, you just asked about her. Lena. Lena Wong. You go through all that shit with her too? No, I actually meant Lena Berg. Ever heard of her? Berg? No. Oh. Phew. For a moment there, you got me sweating she was after me in space.
I love him so much.
Relax. Your debts don't exist in this reality. Right, yeah. Wow. That is a relief. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about Lena. Huh? Which one? Your Lena or my Lena?
And this is where I start to learn that I have no idea how to talk to the botanist.
Your Lena. She meant everything to me. But turns out she doesn't exist. So, what's the point in even talking about her? You're lucky to have your Lena around. Don't rub salt into that wound. Yeah. Actually, me and my Lena are having a small crisis right now. Well, crises come and go. They only make a relationship stronger. You are going to fix it, aren't you? I was hoping you'd have some pro tips for me. Okay, let's get one thing straight first. We had our ups and downs too, and it wasn't always easy. But it's all about setting your priorities. You want a relationship that lasts. Put some effort in it. Show you're willing to make sacrifices. Most importantly, never, ever stop paying attention.
Later you can get a therapist, Alter, but honestly the botanist got the real advice.
I'm not afraid of hard work. That's a start. So, next time she calls... What? You're in touch with her? Here? Yeah. Why else would I be asking? Okay, so, you know what? If you really want my help, you should... let me talk to her for you. What? Yeah, that's a great plan. Can't you see? I can pretend to be you and, you know, investigate the situation. Investigate? Yeah, find out what the real problem between you two is, as an unbiased onlooker. Unbiased, huh? Oh, come on. You know this is a good idea. All right, then. Let's give it a go. But no mention of your real identity. Understood? Of course. I'm not stupid. And you need to tell her everything is fine, okay? Reassure her. Sure. Just let me know when she calls again. I'll be ready.
And so, given the tough nature of our newest member to the family, we're going to go ahead and play a friendly game of beer pong with the minor to hopefully give him a good mood and a little bit of motivation for whatever he's going to do today. In order to get the good mood, you can just hit the quick match and skip right through the game. Just keep on moving for time's sake, efficiency. But if you actually play the game and you choose to win, you'll get the motivation bonus on top of it. So given the fact that he is the most trouble of them thus far, we want to make sure that he can come in as happy as possible. It's part of keeping your altars in line, keeping them working well, is
You managed
keeping
to
them happy.
recreate the blueprints? Believe it or not, I did. Amazing job. I'm proud of you. As if I needed that. But it was motivating to know you believed in me. Anyway, now it's all down to getting those anchors in place. You'll need a specific type of superconductive polymer to build them. This is getting annoying. Can't anything be simple around here? You like simple, do you? Let's not get into the implications of that. So, where do I get these polymers from? They can be produced in a refinery. Good thing you already built one. You can set up production at once. Let me warn you, it's a time-consuming process, so you'd better step on it. But I believe in you.
And who said this game wasn't a comedy?
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
So we're again back out in the world, but because the sun is so close, the anomalies are much aplenty, and a lot of them are standing in the way of progress. And it's getting quite annoying, but thankfully we have the Illuminator to kind of handle it. I think on a next playthrough I might favor upgrading this thing a little more, because it actually ended up being quite helpful towards the end of each act when these things are just everywhere. Easy enough, but they do take battery power, so every time I do this means that I run the risk of running out of battery, like so. But since it's late enough, I'm not going to mess around with doing anything else. We're just going to go ahead and get inside, talk to some altars, and make use of the rest of the day.
Hey, so, how am I doing? According to your high standards? You want me to tell you? When you're successful, you know it. You don't have to run around asking people. Is success really all that matters to you? What else is there? Helping others. There's value in that, true, but the needs of others are like an endless well. You'll never fill it up, no matter what you do. Being successful in science, business, or even art, that gives a real opportunity to change the face of the world. Tell me, did you never even think about having that kind of impact? I remember being very motivated in the first years of my studies, motivated and competitive. Yeah? So, when did you stop pushing? I didn't want my life to be just about work. So when I got a good business offer, I thought it would be a smart way to have the cake and eat it. The beginning of a downfall. Why did you stay at the university? Because of a scholarship I didn't get. Wait, you mean the one we had in our pocket? But lost in the final round, yes. I took that hard. So did I. But it motivated me. I stayed to have a go at that scholarship next year, and I succeeded. Cost you your personal life, though. Probably the best thing that ever happened to me. It's simple, Jan. I'm successful because I'm the version of you that doesn't get discouraged by failure. Imagine what I could achieve in your role here. I'm pretty sure I can be just as efficient. We'll see about that.
Was that menacing? And since the call is from Lena, we're going to go ahead and trust the botanist. He did seem very happy, so... and then this was the cutscene for it. I thought we would be able to see what they talked about or any kind of interaction. I was really excited to see how the botanist acted with her, but this is the uncut cutscene, which I found equally hilarious. Just the idea that Jan Prime was just waiting for close to several hours. And then, so I'm very excited to come back and ask what he learned, and then he just walks away like nothing, just into the elevator. Oh no, excuse me. It's gonna go up and have to chase him down just to figure out all of that.
So, how did it go? Wow. It was something to hear her voice again. I can't thank you enough. But she was completely different with me than, well, with the real me, you know? Constantly on her toes, almost like we'd become strangers. It was so sad. Well, what did you talk about? She was disturbed by the fact we're struggling. I'm struggling to build a bridge, all on my own. Also, she was suspicious about the mining ops director. What's his name? Maxwell? Suspicious? Why? Well, she doesn't know a lot about him, how he got that job and all. She said it's strange that he's keeping everything so hush-hush while we're obviously having trouble to get out of here. And that he might be playing games to get all the credit for finding rupidium at the cost of your safety. Looks like you two had an honest talk. Almost. Oh yeah, of course, you didn't tell her about... No. She thought I was you. Hell, it was tough for me to lie to her. She seemed so distant. How the hell did you manage to fuck up such a good thing? Hey. What? You wanted my help, didn't you? And did you help? I tried. But there's one thing she's really touchy about. What's that? She can't understand why you went on this mission. It seems important to her. Why did you go? That's none of your business. You're making it hard to help you. Can't you see that it's not the moment you signed the contract she's upset about? It's about what led to that moment, and I can't tell you what it was because we branched apart long before that. Yeah. And maybe that's the moment you should focus on. Think about where you took a different path and why. How's that gonna make her less angry at me? Once you put your finger on the problem, get back to me. We'll figure it out. Promise. Hi there. You doing all right? I don't know. All right, I guess, but still trying to find sense in this plot twist. You're dealing with it really well. Great job. Huh. Long time since I heard those two words put together. But yeah, focusing on the work helps me keep my demons at bay.
This kind of work through the pain mentality I understood pretty well, so it became kind of the foundation of how we helped the miner.
That's the spirit.
At least in the beginning.
Work is the best cure for all the problems. Don't hold back. Damn. I just hope I don't fuck everything up again. That would really be my luck. Always the useless loser.
And here, I wanted to be really kind to him and say that he wasn't a loser, but in hindsight, he just wanted to be useful. That would have been better to him.
You're not a loser. You were just unlucky.
Oh yeah? What about your other body doubles? Were they unlucky too? Well, what difference does it make if I don't even know who I am anymore?
And the concept of self runs deepest with him than out of all the other alters. He's got the biggest questions and need the
Relax.
biggest answers.
You're still the same dude, but you have both arms now. You're healed. Doesn't feel that simple. Don't worry about it too much. No. I'll try.
So you remember how I said the botanist was a better therapist than therapist Jan ever
Let's
could
talk
be?
about Lena.
Get ready for some true couples
Always.
counseling right now.
Did he think it through?
Yes. I have a theory I'd like to share. Hit me. It all started when I convinced her not to move abroad. Oh? Interesting. I remember that moment. Is this where we branched apart? Yeah. That decision defined us. Wow. But it wasn't just about moving, was it? I remember it well. It was a very specific feeling. I was afraid of the unknown, living in a strange land. Fear? No. We moved to college. We could have moved anywhere. Going away wasn't the problem. It was something else, and you know it. I was jealous of her career. Jealous? Please, we always wanted her to be successful. It was never about her. Sadness. Selling the house, our house, it made me sad. The house? Yeah. We put so much effort to prove that we could give her a good life, and now, the thought of having to start all over again. It felt like I would be losing something I worked so hard to achieve. So, you convinced her to stay. Yeah. And you agreed to go. Right. What happened after? She dumped me, eventually. After she decided to give up her job for you? Come on, you're not fooling me. Something must have happened. I started working my ass off like crazy to pay the mortgage, support us both, prove it was the right decision to stay, but in the end, you had less time for her. I had no time. I was exhausted and we just grew apart. Okay. I think I've heard enough. Really? Yeah. Can't you see the pattern? You're always trying to prove something, be in control, build a big house, work overtime, go to friggin' space if nothing else works, instead of just taking the passenger seat sometimes, letting go and just enjoying the ride. You want me to enjoy the ride now? All I'm saying is you can try to trust her a little more. You're right. How can I change that? Think about it. When was the last time you asked her for something? Huh? She's a biotechnician, for crying out loud, and here we are struggling with those polymers. I bet she could tell us how to do it better. All you need to do is ask. Tell her you need her help. For once, rely on someone else other than yourself. I can try, I guess. Good. Do it. You won't regret it.
It was a slightly tedious conversation with the botanist, but it really paid off, and I'm glad that he stuck with us, allowing us to make the wrong decisions long enough to teach us what the right ones were. And we get another trait that we can now use in conversations. I mentioned it before, but we didn't have a good example of it. But you will
Jan?
see with Lena that we can now use
Lena.
a new dialogue option.
It's good to hear you. I was a bit out of line last time we spoke. It was harsh in your situation. Is everything okay?
And you'll see that we can use resilience to ask for her help, or assertiveness to tell her stop nosing
I am
around.
going to
But
need
we're gonna
you.
go for we need your help.
Oh, okay.
Remember when I told you I was building a bridge?
Right. That sounded very unsettling.
And I need to get my hands on a lot of superconductive polymers in a very short time. Truth is, I don't know shit about what I'm doing, and I thought, well, since this is kind of your thing, maybe you'd have some idea how to speed it up?
Superconductive polymers. Right. Have you thought of... I mean, since you brought this to me, I suppose you have access to organic matter of some kind.
Yeah.
Okay. How about a place you can grow plants in? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I have a greenhouse.
Great. Well, good news is there is a way to get your polymers by processing organics. I can send you detailed instructions, but honestly, I'm worried that gathering resources and operating a greenhouse might be a little too much for one person.
Yeah. Well, I know, but why don't I give it a try?
Uh-huh. Sure. It's just... I could have helped you so much earlier, and you'd have more time. It's really starting to bug me how mining ops are not going by the book about this. It's outrageous. I think I have to say something.
Wait, what do you want to do?
I don't know yet. I have to think it through.
All right. Yeah, just... please, don't make waves, all right? Last thing I need is a corporate shitstorm on top of everything else.
Don't worry, I'll be reasonable. I'm glad you reached out, Jan. Talk later, okay? Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, hey dude. Doing good? Just hanging out watching us talk? Alright. So now with only a week left, the scramble for resources commences. We are going to upgrade our organics mine here with the advanced miner, which produces slightly more, but a considerable amount more. And so now we can gather the fuel necessary. We're going to need all 450 units of organics stored up in order to move our vehicle, because it is quite massive at this point. We are running low on storage, and we are going to need quite a bit more if we're going to build the pieces that we want to build. A second Rupidium arc would be nice to have before we leave to the next section. I do want to continue that part of the storyline because I enjoy the idea of saving Earth. I like games where you can do that. I start using the refinery a little bit more. I'm starting to see the benefits of it.
I'd like to draw your attention to something.
Unfortunately, in this playthrough, I don't end up making a refiner, at least not at the point of
Refinery is
this
such a weird place, don't you think?
playthrough. I could
Just
be
say what
curious
you have
about
to
seeing
say.
who that altar is.
I just feel a little dizzy around there. I think it should be checked for, leakage. Maybe. Or maybe stop daydreaming. I feel good about today. Hey, something you wanted to discuss with me? Remember our little chat about success? Yeah. What about it? I wanted to suggest we push harder. Tell me. Crunch hours. Clean and simple. A lot of productivity is wasted on socializing, binge watching a series for the 100th time, or just pointless moping about. People can work till they drop, you know. It's been done before in emergency situations. Won't everyone hate me for it? Of course they will. But if you want to achieve things, you need to learn to push people and stop caring about what everyone thinks, like a teenager on prom night. Still, it doesn't sound like something I could keep up forever. No, but even doing it at small intervals can drastically speed up the completion of crucial tasks. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it and try later. Ever seen a good captain hesitate? If you want to do it now, or you'll get them used to procrastinating.
As much as I did want to implement this, I did want to try it out. I did try it out for a single day, but I realized after failing the attempt that I needed to do it for 2 full days. So unfortunately, we don't succeed at that. But I don't actually like the crunch hour, not the mechanic, but I don't like utilizing it because I don't like my alters getting that mad at me. I enjoy keeping them happy. It's a tough situation that we're in, but we're all in it together, and everybody has their part. Everybody is equal in my eyes. But with 6 days left, we are going to need to push it. Everyone's going to need to be assigned to a job of some sort. Oh, Miner. Miner is in pain, which will become a theme throughout these next few plays.
Hey, you wanted to talk about something?
Yeah,
What is it?
I need something to, keep me going. I feel like shit.
What do you mean?
The arm that I lost in an accident. It's weird, but it hurts. I mean, fuck, it hurts.
Wait a minute. Isn't phantom pain supposed to work the other way around? Like, if you had an arm and then you lost it, then it hurts.
What? I don't know. It's your arm, not mine. Damn, everything is so fucked up in here. I am not some kind of wimp, so if I say it hurts, it really fucking hurts, alright?
And the third time that his story really touched
Okay,
me. So
okay,
I really,
calm down.
really want to
I
believe
believe you.
him and
All
help
right.
him.
So, you know there's only one way to deal with it, right? Numb the son of a bitch.
What are you talking about?
Painkillers, what else? Tramadol, hydrocodone, codeine, or that shit you doped me with before. That should do the trick.
And I really didn't want to create a habit with him, but I also
Okay,
really
I
wanted
get
to
it.
trust him.
I could give you some
It
more.
was a difficult
That's what I'm
situation.
talking about.
But the smile on his face
Don't
really
go too
got to
heavy
me.
on it. Could be addictive.
Like I don't know that. I hit rock bottom in my life more than once. But I ain't going back down there. I've learned my lessons. Don't you worry your ugly ass.
So I get a notification that the botanist had gotten injured, and so I end up having to put him onto the infirmary bay to get him fixed. And before I can even finish with that, I also get a notification that the miner has injured himself. Not even a day on his new medication, and he's had an accident.
I heard you had an accident. What happened? What? Oh, it's nothing. Just a scratch. Shit happens, eh? Part of the job.
Maybe the laugh should have tipped me off, but I really wanted him to get better, and I thought maybe a little bit of normalcy
Yeah.
for his previous life
Shit happens more
could have
often to
happened,
people
but
on
he
open
needs
roads.
to be careful.
What are you trying to say? I told you. It was a regular accident. No one died.
I decided to keep him
Okay,
on
Just
and
be extra careful.
try to
next
trust him.
time. We can't afford to lose you. Jeez, I'm not a baby. I've spent my whole damn life working in high-risk environments. I'm always extra careful.
And that was why I wanted to trust him. He was indeed the high risk, high reward expert out of all of us. And when I come over here and look at the botanist face down on the floor, next to the technician asking no questions, I realize that maybe the miner isn't the one I necessarily need to be worried about. And whenever the botanist gets to his feet, I can ask him about what the heck just happened.
Shit, man. What happened in the workshop?
I don't know. I heard something, wanted to check it. Next thing I know, I woke up on the floor. That must have been quite a scare. Hope it doesn't happen again. Yup. I will definitely have nightmares about this place, but that's life.
And after that, we still don't learn anything about what happened to him.
What's up?
Lucas, we don't have time
I'd
for
check up
this.
on you. How's that bridge going?
All good, Lucas. Everything under control. Why do you ask?
Well, I just wanted to tell you again how important what you're doing is. You know, collecting rubidium. In case you forgot, which would be totally understandable.
Okay, Lucas. Noted.
I cut so much out of that conversation because all it was him just complimenting me over and over again, telling me how good of a job I was doing, but to indeed collect more rubidium. So I saved you that. Lucas is just the worst. But what's not the worst is these little radiation filters that allow us to block the effects of our radiation and lessen the amount of filters we need. So I should build significantly more of them. It will take me a while to come to that conclusion, and the next time I play through, I think I might focus on them because they were actually quite useful. Unfortunately, very heavy, and this entire base now weighs 511 units of weight, and we can only power 450 units worth. So before we move on, we are going to have to drastically gut this base for its resources. Base mass now is only 446, but we also don't have a lot of storage to go. 444 is a nicer amount, allowing us a little bit of a buffer zone. And once again,
I heard you
the
had another
miner
accident.
got hurt.
Are you okay?
Don't worry, I'm fine. It's fine. It's not because of the painkillers, I swear.
See, with that, I still doubt him, but I'm thinking maybe he just needs to get
Okay.
himself
Okay,
reacquainted.
I believe you.
And, you know,
But
2 times is
please,
not a pattern.
Please be more careful next time.
And if he can work,
Of course.
if he can feel more like himself,
Promise.
if he can work better, then we should trust him. Thankfully, a good movie night will make everyone feel pretty happy. And hopefully the following day we can get some work done as a cohesive team
I feel good about today.
and feel good. With so much going on with all the altars and all the new changes and things, I hadn't even had time to really build the bridge. And I'm starting to feel the crunch, as you see in the lower right hand corner. There's only 4 days left to get there, and so many anomalies are covering the map that moving around is becoming
This
quite
looks
the
like a good
challenge.
spot to place the bridge anchors.
Thankfully, I've got 2 of them built right now. It will take me some more time to build the other ones because I misjudged how many polymers I was making and ended up only making half the amount. So this puts me very close to being under the wire, which is a little stressful in this game. In a game all based around time and the utilization of it as wisely as possible, finding yourself running back and forth or creating things way too late is not a great feeling. Don't have any battery units left in my pack, so I should be going home. But I get distracted by some quick, easy rubidium, which will help me build my next goal. But the anomaly that likes to follow you followed me enough. Took enough time that it got close enough to actually get me. So gotta be careful about that. But we now have the ability of building ourselves a second rubidium arc, and because of the fact that I got talked into, you know, trying to save humanity a little bit more, I got talked into adding more weight onto my craft. So now, once again,
I'm
we are
calling with some good
unable to
news.
move, but we made
I
Lucas
managed to build
happy.
another
So
rubidium arc.
there you
Keep
go.
it up, okay? More arcs really could mean a better world. I'll send it out.
And that's right, he still doesn't have enough. He wants us to make a 3rd one. This
Are you
guy.
all right? What happened in the refinery? I inhaled something and lost consciousness. How am I supposed to work when I can't be sure if I'm safe? Whoa. Waking up on the refinery floor must have been scary. Do you need some time to calm down? Don't waste your breath. Actions, Jan. I need actions.
And with only 3 days left, I have to pump out the 2 bridge anchors to get the other side made, and then we also have to determine where they need to go. But it shouldn't be too far away from our main base. We're going to need all hands on deck, so even though the technician isn't trained in the miner, we're going to need him on the advanced minerals outpost, Jan on the advanced rubidium outpost, and the other 2 just doing the best that they can to get better. And with our second bridge anchor made and placed, we have successfully completed the main story task of creating the bridge. We unfortunately don't get to see our base roll over it. I do wish that there were more transition cutscenes between the 2 acts, between the 2 journeys, but for the time being that just doesn't exist. Are you kidding me? Miner, get over here.
Fucked up world we live in.
I heard you had another accident. Are you okay?
Don't worry, I'm fine. It's fine. It's not because of the painkillers, I swear.
It hurts me to take back that trust that I had given him, but unfortunately 3 times
Sorry,
is
but I'm
a
gonna
pattern.
have to take them away from you.
Ugh. You have no idea what you're doing to me. Heartless bastard.
I didn't manage to pull it off. The 48-hour crunch. I noticed. Well, what can I say? I hope that failure doesn't bring you down, because it only drives me to push harder. You're afraid. I can see that.
Afraid? I'm not 6.
Right. Still, I'd like to make sure you feel comfortable, so... what can I do?
Well, since you're asking, promise me you know what you're doing as captain.
This is one of those moments where knowing him as a person can help you give the better answer. He doesn't need maybes, he needs a
Of course I know
leader.
what I'm doing. Just follow my lead and you'll be okay.
Okay, man. I trust you.
How's that phantom pain of yours? Are you feeling any better?
No, I'm not. It's not going away.
Huh. That's not good. Maybe you would benefit from a proper timeout in the infirmary?
Yeah, I'll sure appreciate it when the next surge of pain gets me.
And we wake up on day 35, the very last day where we can be in this area before the sun cooks us. All the pieces. The miner recovered from his injuries, which is good to see. I spend some time making food for everyone, and I go ahead and let people have a break on their jobs, not spending much time outside, because we don't really need to gather many more resources. We just need to lose some of our mass in order to move. And unfortunately, the easiest things to get rid of for the time being is the social room and the infirmary, 2 very important parts of daily life here on our base. We'll have to not make it on our journey this time around, but that allows us to have enough base mass and enough organics to actually move the thing. I'm about to get ourselves on the way to the journey when I realize that we still have some time left in the day, and I could indeed mine up a little bit more rubidium and a few more resources in order to make the journey. But not much else is left to do. 1800, 6 o'clock in the evening, and we are going to need to move quickly. So let's go ahead and start our journey. We have enough space for most of our items, but not all of it. I was hoping that we could build up a little bit more storage before we can leave, but unfortunately the mass of even the small storage would be too much in order to move the thing. So we are going to have to sacrifice some of our materials. Had I waited to build the Rupidium Ark, we would have had a considerable amount more space in order to store things, but that is how it goes. As you can see here, we're going to lose 13 pylons and 2 full mining outposts. We will keep the 3 advanced ones that we had made, so that at least that's nice, but unfortunately that is the cost of the journey. So now, like I mentioned, we don't get to see the base crawling over the bridge that we made. I would love if the developers ever decided to add that in. That would be an amazing touch. There's already been a couple updates to address some bugs, so it's cool to see the developers still have hands-on attention to this. I get a notification that the rebellion had ended. I didn't even know there was a rebellion started.
Out of storage space, you know?
So that was fun to fun to find out. And then I see everyone converging in here, and I'm sure they're just plotting against me.
And I'm telling you, this is the least important of our priorities.
But we will soon find out that it is much, much darker than that.
Hey, what's going on? What are you arguing about?
We got together to celebrate our progress, but it looks like we've reached the limits of a constructive discussion regarding our different views.
We can't agree on the playlist. I say nothing beats good old rock and roll, but it seems our tastes got pretty rotten in some branches. Rotten is good. Grunge is good.
Please, why can't we at least take it easy with the music? Chill out. Calm our nerves. You might not have noticed, but I was trying to make a point. If you really have to listen to music now, pick something we can focus to and think about the challenges ahead. Ever heard of a surgeon celebrating while the patient is still on the operating table?
Yada, yada, yada. I bet your taste in music is just about as fresh as that patient.
That's because your narrow mind will never grasp the beauty of AI-fueled synth jazz.
Okay, guys, let's not kill ourselves over a stupid party playlist, please. You never said what you'd want to hear.
I was a little disappointed to see that grunge wasn't an option, so I could side with my boy the miner, but I went with guitars as the next best option.
Let's turn up those guitars. Now you're talking.
Unbelievable.
Look, there's definitely one thing we have in common. We are very emotional about a party playlist. Of course we are. Hey, I just realized something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we all start out playing with Frickle Pickle?
Oh my word. Just as I was fighting so hard to get that memory out of my mind. The very mention of that ludicrous name makes me want to die of humiliation.
Come on, it was a high school rock band. It had to be cringy to be authentic.
I actually have fond memories. Blisters on my fingers from strumming those strings all night. And thank goodness that joke of a band broke up when everyone went away to college.
Speak for yourself. I got together with the guys several years later and we jammed on the weekends. Some good tunes we played too. And to think it all started with Uncle Martin's guitar.
He wasn't exactly a perfect teacher, unless you wanted to learn how to chug a bottle of beer in under 5 seconds.
That's because he was a musician, not a babysitter. Remember the first thing he made us play? Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
I had no idea what I was doing or what to expect from the songwriting portion of this, but it was definitely not this.
The bastard was too drunk to find his way back out.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't that.
I wonder if we'd even remember how to play that simple tune. I haven't touched a guitar in ages. Really? Oh, I never gave up jamming with the Freckles. Well, not until the accident.
I went back to fiddling with the instrument a little bit when we moved with Lena. Nothing serious, though. Luckily, we're not here to perform music.
You know what? You're right. We should definitely do it. You really are a genius. I bet we could write a song Uncle Martin would dig. All we need is a guitar. You up to it?
I mean, why not? We're in a rolling wheelbase on a dying planet with many copies of ourselves. What else are we gonna do but entertain ourselves?
Okay, I've got us a guitar. Now, what do we want to play? How about something from our old repertoire? We had a few hits up our sleeves.
For crying out loud, can't you just let it go? Do you really want to sing something a 16-year-old version of yourself wrote?
True. That could be a bit awkward. Huh. People liked our lyrics, but yeah, I guess they didn't age well. But we had some sick tunes. How about this? We could use one of our old tunes, but come up with new lyrics. Something fresh and relatable to, well, our audience.
And by audience, you mean?
Us, obviously. Let's write about us. What do you think, Jan? I like it. Let's get down to it. That's the spirit.
And what exactly would you write about?
Like I said, something relatable. We should write about us, our crew. What unites us, what divides us.
I would add something about the love that we share. All good songs are about love.
And I could sing something about things we really want to get back. From the bottom of my heart, you know? Sounds like a plan. I'll take the first verse. You, Brainiac?
What about me?
You didn't think you'd get away with it, did you?
He would have if it wasn't for those
You're not gonna
meddling
leave me
altars.
alone, are you?
Nope. We're in this together.
Fine. Give me the shortest part.
And what'll you sing about?
Quantum mechanics? What else? Let's add some meaning to this pointless activity.
Okay, then. Jan, your turn. You take the second verse. What are you gonna sing about?
And this is the cool part, is because depending on what you choose will actually change the song. So there are many, many variations
Sing about all the things we've
that
been
could
through.
happen.
Hmm.
It's very
That could
cool.
work. You could start with something like, on the path I left behind.
Like you'll see in a moment, right now we're defining where the song will actually go. It's very cool.
How about, I made choices that were not always right. Yeah, but I'm no longer left all by myself. Together, we can win this fight. All right, looks like we've got it. Oh, sweet.
I really don't
Let's
want to
just
talk
get
over
this
this
over
last
with.
bit, so everyone, thank you so much
Okay.
for watching, and I
Here
will be
goes.
seeing y'all in the next one. Enjoy the end of Act 1.
Growing up
the altars.
apart, we shared surprisingly common ground, feeling nothing more than regret. Till the coin got flipped around.
Things never said in quantum state now won't remain unspoken. The clock is unwound, the choice is unsound, could now reopen. What if I gotta spend a day with you again? Of all the things that I regret, it's losing you that truly hurts. If I could take another turn, my life would never be the same. If I could get another chance today. On the path I left behind, I made choices that were not always right, but I'm no longer left all by myself. Together we can win this fight. Things that we lost, the personal cost, are they really gone forever? We're not gonna fail, we need to prevail and sail together. And though it seems now anything could be,
undone. Would you be really missing things if they were never truly gone? If I could take another turn, my life would never be the same. If I could get another chance today. Oh, if I could take us somewhere now, let us win this race against the sun and find a place where we could hide tonight.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward for more of the altars. If you did think about subscribing, drop me a like, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.